illicit drug. This is a global problem, right? Young people tend to be influenced by addictions and drugs use, and it's become major. Nigeria is, some would say, 60-70% youthful population, and we've seen codeine that has been banned by NAFDAC, marijuana and several other drugs coming in. We've seen even top, people who used to be known to be legitimate entrepreneurs being caught, producing drugs in their houses. And this has a huge impact on the productivity of our people. Right now we have a massive youthful population, and we probably, with the way we're going, the whole world will rely on labor from Africa. And that's why you see a lot of countries like here in the UK opening doors for people to come in as nurses, people to come in as healthcare workers and several other sectors, because they are short of people. But you don't want drug addicts coming in, right? You want people who are sane, and as much as that you can say that is a brain drain, it's ultimately going to be a brain gain someday. India has done it. We've seen people coming back from India who left India, developing India, using the money they've made from abroad to develop. When you look at over $5 billion coming to Nigeria from Nigerians in the diaspora. So it's not really a bad thing, but we want our youth to be mentally sane. And so we're going to be looking at this. We have top officials from NDLEA coming in today, and several other, and you the audience, you the viewers. We're going to have a great time. Don't forget, follow us at Big Talk with DSA across all social media. You can follow my personal page as well, Dr. S. Akintayo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful episode of Big Talk with DSA. After this break, we'll be right back with the main show today. It's going to be great. Love you. Welcome back. We're still discussing illicit drug and, youths generally in Nigeria. You're an entertainer. In fact, there was one of a skit maker that went viral.
Yes.
What's going on with youth and drugs? You're an entertainer.
Yes. As far as I understand, drugs are taken for different reasons. A lot of people take it to feel some kind of way. Some people take it for morale boosting. Some take it just for the fun.
Some to calm their nerves.
Some to calm their nerves. And a lot of them abuse that condition.
Mm-hmm.
So drugs, as we know, is not acceptable. But people take it because of the need. It starts with the interest. Then it develops to the need.
But you entertainers are often the ones in movies, in your videos, smoking, igbos, and all of that. Is this the new trend where, instead of having, I remember in the olden days, you see musician, artists, they are the preachers of good morals. Their songs encourage people to be morally sound and do the right thing. But now, most of the most entertainment content is even encouraging people to use drugs, kind of.
The problem I see about this is immorality is actually taking the trend presently. Immorality is really taking the trend. Because like you said, back then, you wouldn't take drugs in public. There are some words you say even while singing in your music, the lines you use. But these days, it's just the trend. Just hear the beat, follow whatever they're saying, and enjoy yourself.
Even the beat is influenced
it's
by
becoming
Igbo.
alarming.
When you are high, like at the level, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let me come to Sophia. You know, women. I mean, we're even having young ladies now. You know, marijuana and of course, aka Igbo, aka weed. Even women now. What do you think about females getting into hard drugs?
That's a loaded gun. Because if we look at our society, I think we really have to look at our gatekeepers. And with that, we have parents, we have our community, and we have our friends. So with that, I think it's more of peer pressure, influence from people around you. A lot of people cannot stand in their personality as themselves. So if they are not identifying with a group, they feel left out. And even the people in the group that take the hard drugs also kind of make you feel like you're an outcast if you're not part of us. So if I'm smoking, you're not smoking, it's what are you doing? So I think with that, the responsibility falls on gatekeepers to build a sense of ownership in our youths, a sense of accountability.
Who are these gatekeepers?
Gatekeepers, parents. So when you're growing up, you have people that are telling you, you don't have to follow the crowd. Because even when I was younger, my mom told me, just because someone is doing it doesn't mean you should do it. So they always say, if I put my hand into fire, would you put your hand into fire?
Absolutely.
So with that, you do that same mindset when it comes to drugs. So I don't understand why someone will see the effects of Colorado and want to take it. That's one that is literally busting my brain. So you see somebody that's rolling on the floor like a mad person, and you want to, that interests you.
What is Colorado? I don't
It's
know.
a drug. So you take it.
And the name of the drug is called Colorado.
Colorado, that's the.
Oh, from the word colo. Colo mental. Okay, so I think a lot of young guys were the ones that push ladies into drugs, you know, girlfriends, and say, oh, you know, if you really love me, you also take these things, right?
Like she said, peer pressure. And there's a saying that goes, if your head no carry am, no take am.
If your head no carry am, no take am.
Yes, which means if you know you cannot handle it, do not even take it at all.
But even if you can handle it, must you take it?
But some of them, like I said before, people take it for different reasons. They take it maybe to feel
So
some
be honest
kind
with
of
me,
way.
have you ever taken
No, I don't do
marijuana?
drugs. I don't do drugs.
Have you ever?
I don't do drugs.
Because you're on TV now.
No.
Why and why? Why?
Because I can't take it.
Why?
I can't handle it.
How do you know you can't handle it if you have not tried it before?
Because the reason is why I said I can't handle it. Why I said I can't handle it
talk.
is because why I said I can't handle it is
Yes.
because I've been seeing the effect it has on people.
Yes.
And I don't think it's something I want to be involved in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if it will make me feel this way, uncomfortable, immorally, it's better I don't take it at all.
Okay, so we're going to go on break, and when we come back, we're going to be bringing a government official, who is a spokesperson for NDLEA to talk to us about what they're doing to regulate illicit drugs and Nigerians generally, aside young people. We'll be right back.
The major secret I have learned that has made me successful in business is that it's not how much money you make, but how much it works for you and the generations you keep it for. The only way to achieve this is by investment. Real estate is the only type of investment that has stood the test of time, and we guarantee you massive wealth from generation to generation. What are you waiting for? Invest in real estate today. Invest with GVest today.
Big Talk with DSA, building a new Nigeria.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're still discussing illicit drug and youths generally in Nigeria, and we have Mr. Femi Babafemi, who is the media director NDLEA. How are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you for having me on your program.
You are welcome. So, what is NDLEA doing to really stop this menace of drug abuse and even drug trading that is going on?
Yeah, quite a lot. As you would have seen, the statistics of what the agency did last year, it's a huge confirmation of what the agency had been doing on two major legs. One that is in the area of drug supply reduction. That is the area that borders on arrest, investigation, seizures, and prosecution of offenders. The other leg is the area of drug demand reduction. That is the area that has to do with prevention, advocacy, and treatment of those that are already using drugs, as well as prevention of those that are yet to be using drugs from going into that fraction. What we have simply done was to intensify our interdiction efforts activities, which in the last 12 months alone led to over 12,000 arrests. And beyond that, that also led to the seizure of more than 3.4 million kilograms of assorted illicit drugs. Majority of that, about 2.9 million of that, it was cannabis sativa, the one you have given various names earlier by your guest. You have Colorado, skunk, squishes, and what have you. There are all very different variants of cannabis sativa, 400 persons. And as we speak, we still have about 1,502 others facing trial in the various high courts in the country. Now, that has to do with drug supply reduction. Now coming to drug demand reduction, which is very critical. We've seen also the counseling and rehabilitation of about 8,000 drug users within the same period, that is 12 months. But coming to the prevention, we launched War Against Drug Abuse precisely on June 26th. That last year, Muhammadu Buhari himself was to mobilize the entire citizenry to take ownership, to buy in and take ownership of the war against drug abuse. We want the people to understand the fact that it is their war. They don't have to, they become victims or somebody close to them becomes a victim before they take certain steps, before they do all they need to do. But beyond the launch of War Against Drug Abuse, WADA, we have also tried as much as possible to advocate for drug integrity tests, whether for students who are fresh students going to school.
Mr. Femi, but the recent Abakari case has shown that many of your officials are complicit, in this whole drug peddling issue. How are you handling this particular issue?
Well, you were trying to say that the case of Abakari has shown that our officials are complicit?
Yes. That it's a proof
I'm not sure.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that case points confirms what you are trying to insinuate. I can't see anything in. I mean, I can't see the connection of our officers to this particular case because the facts are out there in the public domain. We had last week, we issued about 3 statements on that to put things in proper perspective, to lay the facts bare before the public. And I can't see any of those pointing to the complicity of any of our officers. That is not to say that we are a human organization, and it's not impossible you would have 1 or 2 black legs somewhere in the system, but then the system does not encourage that. The system does not protect or condone them. They are promptly dealt with anytime they are discovered. But as far as the Abakari's case, there is nothing pointing to, say, for misrepresentation of facts along the line. You see, quite a number of it is a pharmaceutical opioid that pharmaceutical companies are allowed to bring in, but up to a certain milligram. Now, a number of people, a number of criminal elements try to beat the system, bringing in milligrams that are higher than this thing, either through the proper channel, and you would have seen that we have been dealing.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll be right back. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll take questions from you, the audience. We'll be right back after this.
Oh wow, are you serious?
Yeah, very serious. We visited London, France, Geneva, and finally we went to Eiffel Tower in Paris, the tallest building in the world.
Really? Tallest building in the world? Jasper, what is the tallest building in the world?
The tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa, completed in 2009.
Thanks, Jasper.
Is that serious?
Oh, Jasper is the virtual assistant in my house.
Your house?
Yes, Gardenia.
Big Talk with DSA, building a new Nigeria.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Big Talk with Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and we've been discussing youth and illicit drug. We have questions right now. We want to take questions from the audience. So if you have questions, let's take number 1.
Thank you so much for this topic. On campuses, apart from even, students engaging in this, there's this place around where I school that the locals.
Motion ground.
it's a place in Ilorin. It's called Okiodo. Now there's this junction there that everybody, in fact, they'll be calling you like this, that they have, and then it's apart from even going to buy, students going to buy there, the people that are there, they look so dangerous, and then the rate of crimes and everything like that. So is there a way NDLEA partners with higher institutions of learning, to actually address those key areas around institutions? Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. Good question. Good question. I like your questions. Yes.
Thank you. My name is Kingsley, and I'm really very grateful for this topic. My question is to Mr. Chike. He said something about entertainers that they take this thing for different reasons. Because I know back in the days that we have musicians like Chief Dr. Oliver De Coco, we have Sonny Ade, we have Ebenezer Obey, who sang great songs without indulging in all these illicit drugs and all that. And if you watch these people that I've mentioned, their music is always evergreen, because these are people that their composition everything down to the studio work. It's always very beautiful. But these days you have musicians and they showcase this thing even in their videos. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way it brings about good promotions, or because they showcase this thing on in their videos. Very, very proud of it. You see a video by our musician these days, they just, you see different kind of illicit drugs and all that.
We'll get your question.
So for your question, drugs and the media, I think what needs to happen is we need to become conscious or cautious of what we listen to. People will sing about nonsense from morning till night. Whether you put up regulations or not, people will continue to sing about nonsense. They will change the channel that they give it to you. So if you say, oh, don't sing about this on TV, they will go to the radio or they'll go to social media. So I think everyone needs to become conscious, become accountable for what you put into your body, what you listen to. So if people don't listen to them, people don't patronize their music or download it, they're going to stop singing about it. We see artists like Johnny Drill and some other artists that actually sing about positive things. And people still download their music, people still like them, they still sell out concerts. So regardless of what people are singing about, the youth need to become more conscious about what they are listening to. Just because you vibe to it doesn't make it good for consumption.
Come on, I like it. So let me take Chike before I come to Mr. Babafemi to wrap up. Yes.
The question, he asked me the question
and also
about,
you have had an experience of, somebody you were saying, so answer the top question and add your own experience as well.
Like he said, there are evergreen musicians who have been singing without showcasing and promoting drugs on TVs and in their music. Actually, we personally, we don't know what they do behind those scenes.
Yeah.
We don't know. But
so you are
it is quite
every
unfortunate.
Artist is taking
No,
drugs.
not every. No, not every. No, not every. Not every. But I will tell you that some does, and they don't promote it. It's just unfortunate that presently an artist can be comfortable to carry his smoke on his music video or in an airport or wherever he goes to and smoke comfortably. I think something needs to be done about it because, like she said, we need to be conscious of what we watch and what we listen to. Because, like I said before, it starts by interest. It goes down to need. Then from need to urge, then it becomes a habit. It boils down that way.
What is NDLEA doing to partner with entertainers so that, we can really, because they are the ones influencing these people. Exactly. And like one of the questions also said, working with NBC to say no more promotion of, smoking or drugs in any of the videos. And so what is NDLEA doing in this regard?
Thank you very much, Dr. Stephen. I agree with the lady and the gentleman in the studio. Quite a lot of influence comes out of these videos on the social media and in music and other channels. And as a result of that, we've tried to work with regulatory agencies. We've had meetings with the Minister of Information and Culture in that regard. We're also working with other FDAs involved in that process. Beyond that, we have also taken the message also to the entertainers themselves. We have a group at the moment called Drug-Free Celebrities Club, made up of artists, entertainers, and A-list actors and what have you, big names in the industry. We have a group of them that we're working with just to be able to mobilize them to shun out the right message as against those who are misleading their followers. Beyond that group, we've also recently met with the leadership of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, AGN, in Abuja here in our office. We have quite a number of the members, the national leaders of that group. who had meetings with us, just to be able to push the same message so that in their movies, in their music, they are pushing out the right message.
That's a good one. I think you should clap for that one. And I want to thank my guests. I want to thank Chike, Sophia, and Mr. Babafemi for coming. My final note will be, I want you to be addicted to this book, Billionaire Habits, right? Because your habit determines your decisions, and your decision determines your destiny, right? We need our youth to get addicted to legally making wealth, legally building their career, legitimately doing things that will give us a good name. And I started as a youth. If I've been busy taking marijuana and cannabis, I'm sure, Colorado will not have allowed me to be where I am today. I'm giving this book to all of you in the audience, the soft copy. You are getting a free copy. And my guests are getting the physical copy and a diary as well. We can change this nation, the new Nigeria, and in the new Nigeria, we are drug-free, and we are purposeful, and we're making the right decisions that can build a great nation. I want to thank you all for coming. I love you. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Big Talk with DSA, building a new Nigeria.